All right, let's call this meeting to order. This is the Doraville City Council meeting being held at Doraville City Hall on Wednesday, March 18th, 2026 at 6 p.m. Please take this time to silence your cell phones. Doraville is proud to be a city of civility. While differences of opinion are natural, let us approach each other with open minds, speak with courtesy, and treat one another with dignity and respect. Respect is the foundation of good governance, and we thank you for upholding the spirit of civility with us. All right, I will call the roll. Mayor Geierman, I'm here. Councilmember Evans?
Here.
Councilmember Ray?
Here.
Councilmember Nasser?
Here.
Councilmember Armistead?
Here.
Councilmember Henshaw?
Here.
Councilmember Simmons?
Here.
All right, we have quorum. I'd like to ask everyone in the chamber to please rise and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, would anyone like to make a motion to approve tonight's meeting agenda?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All right, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, well, we have one proclamation and recognition. I'll be down in just a moment. And this should be old hat to you, but Councilmember Alexander, would you join me? So March is Women's History Month. It's a important time to recognize the contributions of women across the board in American history. And, there are a lot of contributions that are forgotten. I think one that always comes to mind is the fact that we had two women council members in the 50s who everyone forgot about until 50 years later. So it's important for us to remember our history and important to celebrate those people who make history. And that's why this March for Women's History Month, I actually wanted to take this time to present the Doraville Legacy of Service Award to former council member Maria Alexander. And from this award, I'll just mention that from 3 dedicated terms on the city council, Maria Alexander was the first woman to act as mayor of the city of Doraville following the death of Mayor Jenkins and the resignation of Councilmember Donna Pittman. Her leadership helped guide the city through a pivotal transition, setting the course toward a city manager form of government, advancing the approval of our form-based code, and shaping the foundation for the city's continued growth and progress. Her legacy is one of courage, service, and transformative leadership. And I'll just say, I had the pleasure to have Councilmember Alexander as a representative when I was just a resident who was interested in things. He was always willing to respond to, sometimes my very uninformed comments and complaints. And, I think I was always impressed with her spirit of service. I'll also say that I feel very lucky to have been able to serve with her for my first term on city council. Your wisdom and guidance really did make us better, and I think helped me become a better mayor. So thank you so much. It's my honor to present this to you.
Right of speech or anything. Thank you so much, Mayor. This is an honor to come back to my hometown. And I left office and had someone sit in my seat for 4 years. And then the mayor asked me for lunch one day and said, "Hey, I want you to run again." I'm like, "Are you crazy?" So then we made a deal. If he ran for mayor, I would throw my hat in the ring again. And I won again, which was an honor. Doraville is hometown for me. Not many representatives can say that the chief of police mom drove their school bus. She was a tough lady, as he knows. I have felt like I had a greater stake in the city. It wasn't about being an elected official. It was about shepherding the city for growth and change. We lost the GM plant. What are we going to do with 147 acres? We needed job centers and, more economy, and we had some annexations and stuff. So it was about growing the city and preparing it for the future. And now you've got great leaders up here to carry that torch on. And I'm still getting the Doorbell newsletter, so I know what's going on. So I am really honored to get this award. Thank you so much. It is a lot of hard work, so remember that. Because not only do you have the members of council and the mayor up here, but their families are also involved. Like Chris is not with his son at dinner right now. So it's a commitment. It's a big part of your life when you run for office, and everyone should be appreciated. So thank you again, everyone. It was good to see everyone. For a little while. Thank you.
All right, next on the agenda is public comment, and I'd like to invite anyone wishing to make public comment to come up to the podium, and you can have up to a total of 3 minutes to speak about any topic.
Susan Crawford, Oak Cliff. Congratulations. Maria, you were not only a wonderful council person, but the best cat sitter ever. And we miss you. Just while I'm up here, there's been additional excitement on Oak Cliff Road. We now have street racing, which goes on for hours in the middle of the night, and others in my neighborhood are also hearing it. I believe it's on Oak Cliff Road. And I don't know if this has already gone through and I just missed it, but if you have not yet voted about rezoning the different districts, please think about how Oak Cliff will no longer really be Oak Cliff. I mean, it'll be like the armpits or I should say, it'll be appendages to other districts. And it seems to me it's very, dare I say, North Woodsian up there now. We have no representative from Oak Cliff as it is. We feel a bit diminished, and to actually take this district where we're friends, we've been there for a long time, and many others have been too, and to just say, well, you no longer exist as a district, I think it would kind of mean we would never have a representative from Oak Cliff. And I think there would be severe ramifications that maybe you hadn't considered. Just please think it over carefully if it's not already a done deal. Thank you.
Anyone else?
First of all, Maria, I second that, the things that Susie said about you. Anyhow, and congratulations on the award. You deserve it. Council, Mayor, Ben Crawford, Oak Cliff Estates. One thing I'd like to bring up is we still have the problem of the tanker trucks and the semis going down Oak Cliff Road. It's not been solved yet. I have some photos of things that are used in Tucker. It should be used, and it's simple math to get the length from the front axle to the rear axle, the semi truck, and say, hey, we'll put this thing here and then put another one there, another one there down the length of Oak Cliff. Won't impact drivers, won't impact people that drive the Home Depot trucks and stuff like that, but it'll stop the semis that full of, very dangerous materials from flying down through that street. They do run that light at Pin Oak and Red Oak. Because they have so much weight, they can't stop. They tried to stop, they jackknife. It's a problem that's not been solved, and I don't know if it has to do I would hope it didn't have to do with the tank farms tax base, and I'm not saying it does, but something's got to change there. That's not right for the residents. There's no way that anybody in any residential area would put up with it. We should get better. The other thing is on the redistricting, that's going to be disenfranchising us. We won't have a voice anymore. And you can say, everybody up there can say that you represent us, and you do, you represent the city as a whole, but it's nice to have a voice in the community you live in. And this is a close-knit community, no difference in Northwoods or Tilly Mill or anywhere else in the city. We'd like to keep our voice. So there's way to go through and look at the numbers and say, oh, we'll take a little piece of this, put it over here, and we'll take a little piece of that, put it there. You're taking us and you're chopping us right now. Please keep that in consideration. Thank you.
Right, anyone else? There any hands raised? I think there's a hand raised, so let's. All right, Tom, once you unmute, state your name, where you live, and you can have up to 3 minutes.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, I'm sorry, I have to do this on my iPhone. Tom Hart from Gordon Heights. The irony of giving this award tonight to a former council member is not lost on me, particularly since we're going to consider the trash tax and the stormwater tax. And I use the word tax because if you don't pay those fees, as you call them, they will auction your house off. And when this person was on the council, she issued 600 liens on people's property for as little as $20 because of the taxes between DeKalb and Doraville weren't coordinated at the end of the year. The same person spent all the reserves of the city and they blamed it on the GM plant closing. During that period, they had seven financial directors in a 1-year period. They were starting to bounce checks. Now, also during that period of time, the taxes like trash tax were exempted for seniors in the city. And that council person removed that exemption. So seniors in the city are not supposed to be paying trash tax over 70 years old. And the person responsible is the person you handed the award to. I could go on for hours. Your city attorney was her personal attorney when she was being recalled for misuse of city monies. He's still sitting there. You know, this could go on for hours, but this person is probably responsible for the destruction of an entire city. It needs to be, no award should have been handed out. And during that recall process for her and the mayor, they had me arrested. This is a terrible situation. And so I'm going to write about this on my blog because the city of Doraville needs to be fully aware of the city lying about things like it lost all its money because GM left. That did not occur. We changed the name of the maintenance department. It used to be Public Works. It used to be the maintenance department. It became Public Works because they wanted to have the same name as DeKalb County for their annexation purposes. DeKalb County is a full-blown department that has all the construction materials, a whole deal. Doraville's got a street sweeper. So suddenly became the Public Works Department. The whole city's based on lies generated during this person's period on the city council. Thank you.
Thank you. And council member, I think that was Tom's way of saying he misses you. And
What you missed, Doraville?
all right. Is there anyone else wishing to make public comment? All right, we're going to close the public comment portion of the meeting and come to the consent agenda. I want to see if anyone would like to make a motion regarding the consent agenda. We have a motion to approve the consent agenda. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second, any discussion? Councilmember?
There's just two items on here that the public should be aware of, which is a very small 3.49% increase to the stormwater fee based on a third-party vendor that we hired to help kind of write our stormwater fees. And that was an annual increase that was started 3 years ago, 2 years ago. And the trash fee stayed the same. So that was it. I just want people to be aware of that.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay. Motion passes. All right, next up, we've got our Community Development Department.
I'll wait for the presentation to load. Or I can just start. Okay, so good evening, Mayor and City Council members. This first item and the only item of new business tonight, it's for your consideration for adoption of a text amendment submitted by the City of Doraville. This amendment is to clean up our noise ordinance for construction and demolition activities. This is to delete section 10-3 and it's to amend section 10-65. It was brought to staff's attention that there are currently 2 code sections that regulate noise for construction activities, of when those activities can occur. And doing some research into why there were 2 code sections, staff noticed that back in 2021, there was a text amendment that was to delete section 10-3 and to add or create section 10-65. However, Muni Code never deleted section 10-3, but section 10-65 was added. So that's where the 2 ordinances, the 2 code sections for noise were created. Then in 2023, we did amend the noise ordinance to reduce the hours that construction activities were allowed. So the hours that they were allowed were from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. on weekdays and from, let's see, I think it's on the next slide. And it was from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. on weekdays and holidays. So in 2023, I believe there was some complaints from residents that there was too much noise going on at night. So in 2023, Mayor and Council reduced those hours from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. on weekdays and from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on weekends and holidays. So that is the intent of this text amendment, is to delete section 10-3, but to carry over those same rules into the section 10-65, which we want to keep as our noise ordinance section. Staff did do a deep dive. We want to make sure that the Code of Ordinances was wiped clean of section 10-3, since it's our intent to delete it. We did find 2 sections that did reference 10-3. It was section 4-30 and also section 12-40 that referenced 10-3. And this text amendment will change that to now reference the section 10-65. In closing, community development will work closely with our city clerk's office to make sure that Muni Code does clean this up accordingly. So we'll just make sure that it gets codified correctly this time around. We did advertise this case in the Champion newspaper on February 26th, and we're here to answer any questions that y'all may have.
So I guess my question is, if council already voted to delete was it 10-3?
10-3.
Doesn't that still carry? Shouldn't it just be deleted?
So because in 2023, we amended 10-3, it like resurrected it. So it brought it back. So even though it was technically deleted, the passing of the amendment in 23 brought it back. Another thing I forgot to mention is we're carrying over a rule from 10.3 to 10.6.5 that grants the city manager special privilege to grant a developer an opportunity to work outside of those hours. And that comes into play, like for instance, Sequoia had a lot of concrete to pour and they had like cement trucks going in and out around the clock for about 2 weeks. And so I forgot to say that in my presentation, but we're also carrying that rule over just for that reason. But to your point, yes, it did get resurrected in 2023.
All right. Councilmember Simmons, any questions or comments?
No questions or comments. Thank you.
Councilmember Nasser? No questions. Member Henshaw?
Yeah, this obviously applies, across the city, but I know they're building the high school and middle school currently, and they are doing some night pours. And so they do operate outside of these hours occasionally. It's not a continual thing. And I believe they have special, I don't know if a permit is the right word, but special permission to perform this work. So I'm sorry, it is noisy. I live right there. I get it. It's very loud. But aside from that, these are good changes. Thank you.
Councilmember Evans?
No, good catch. Thanks for the cleanup.
Thank you.
Councilmember Armistead?
No questions, thanks.
Councilmember Ray? Right.
Make a motion to waive first read.
Well, yeah, I guess I would like to see if anyone in the public would like to speak out in favor of this change. Please come up to the podium. You can have up to a total of 10 minutes.
Ben Crawford, good work.
Anyone else? All right, anyone, Mr. Hart? You want to speak in favor of this? I think you have to unmute. There you go.
No,
Okay, you can go.
hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, I don't want to speak in favor of it now.
Okay, well, okay, we'll close the portion in favor. Anyone wishing to speak against this item may now have up to 10 minutes to speak. Mr. Hart, you can go. Is he still in the chat? Tom, where is now, you can speak against.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. The construction in the neighborhood has long been a problem. When I build the condos, et cetera, these heavy dump trucks and tractor trailers run down Chestnut. They hit this illegal construction divot in the road right in front of my house. My whole house shakes. And in the middle of the night, you feel these construction blasts and other noise going on. I don't know if it's coming from the GM site or the school site, but the city of Doraville doesn't watch the truck traffic on either Oak Cliff Road. It doesn't watch it on Chestnut because we have these dump trucks that could come off of Shanley Tucker Road and go around that way instead of coming down Chestnut. But the city of Doraville does not do that. There's no truck traffic on the street. And the noise that goes on at the construction sites, people live in the neighborhood. This is not a deal between the construction company and the city council. This is a deal between the residents of the city, having peace of mind and being able to sleep at night. So it just drives me nuts that one regulation after another is geared strictly for the developer and the city council, and the rest of the council is not, the rest of the city is not considered. Thank you.
Right, anyone else wishing to speak against? All right, we're going to close the public hearing. What? Okay. Hearing, is there anything else anyone on council wants to say? Would anyone like to make a motion to waive first read?
I'll make a motion to waive first read.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone would like to make motion on A2601?
A-26-01.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All right, I'll call the roll. Councilmember Ray,
Yes.
Councilmember Simmons,
Yes.
Councilmember Nasser,
Yes.
Councilmember Henshaw,
Yes.
Councilmember Evans,
Yes.
Councilmember Armistead. All right, motion passes. Thank you. All right, next is an item that Chief brought to me earlier this week from City of Decatur. As you, I think everybody on the dais is aware, the state legislature is considering a change in the way that property taxes can be assessed that will have an impact on cities and other local governments like Doraville. They're not proposing any way to necessarily make up the lost revenue. So I think what it will ultimately mean for people is either the services you get may go down, or revenue is going to be found in other ways that may have other negative effects. I think when China ran the numbers, it looked like we would lose about $1 million in revenue starting in 2030? In 27? Okay, so $1 million in revenue in 27. I mean, $1 million is not like it's in it's being spent somewhere. So we would need to figure out a way to close the gap, either reducing services or finding other revenue sources. I guess I'll say that whatever the city of Doraville issues in a resolution probably isn't going to make that much of a difference for the state legislature, and we have been lobbying at the Capitol to oppose this measure. But I would say drafting a resolution, approving a resolution is a way to go on the record that this is we believe this is bad for Doraville, bad for cities and counties around Georgia. I think you all got a copy of the resolution in the packet, so the updated packet. I guess I'll just see what you guys think about this. I mean, my feelings won't be hurt if we don't pass the resolution, but I just thought that they're going to be out of session, next week. So if we're going to do something, this would be the time. Councilmember Henshaw?
Jeez. Should go last. I'm fine with the resolution. I more than the resolution though, I just want people to understand that everyone who's up here, including there's a couple of former council members in the audience, all work to be good stewards of taxpayer dollars. We're not here to be frivolous with your money. You might not agree with all the decisions that we make, but we really do work hard to find the best use of your tax dollars. And this would be about a 5% reduction in our budget. And I don't know if I could, off the top of my head, think of something that's $1 million in our budget that it would just be an easy, let's just get rid of that and nobody will notice. So, is there waste in government? Always. There's waste in everything. Nobody's perfect, but we really do try. And the staff here works really hard to keep their budgets as lean as possible and still provide the services that you enjoy. So that's all I really wanted to say about that. Thank you.
Councilmember Evans?
Thank you, Mayor. No, I support the resolution. It's a real risk to our ability to fund a police department and infrastructure, and it could overall just impact us, as a city with the stability, and possibly could even become a tax burden to businesses. So the ask, I think, is for a pause to say, let's actually do a financial study and talk to the local cities about this versus just making it at the state level. So I did see an email from Larry Hansen come out from GMA and supporting this as well from the GMA. So hopefully that will help as well.
Thank you. Councilmember Armistead?
Yeah, agreed. I'd like to go on record opposing it as well for all the reasons you all just said.
Thanks. Councilmember Nasser?
Well, $1 million is a lot for us to operate the city. If it decreases, we don't know how we're gonna operate the city. Even though I don't like that the money that that, I mean, state is trying to do a property tax reduction, which is going to help a lot of homeowners who are struggling. But at the same time, as a city operator, we have to run our city too. We have to do our improvements. We have to pay our daily bills. We have to pay our streets and pay our police departments and employees. So we don't have any choice. I understand a lot of homeowners may not like it, but I'd really appreciate it if you guys being compromised with us for that reason. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Simmons.
I'm okay with the resolution.
Thank you. Councilmember Ray.
Yeah, I'm in favor of the resolution. For those who haven't had a chance to read this bill, it's really the only way we could try to make up revenue if this went through would be through what's called a floating local option sales tax. And if I read the bill correctly, that would only be allowed for us to do if every municipality in DeKalb County agreed to do so. So it really limits our ability to do that. Even if we could, sales taxes are regressive and they typically disproportionately affect poorer families. And I think by artificially subduing property tax values, it releases the pressure on land value, which then means people don't feel the need to build more housing so that we can keep property taxes down. So all in all, I think, it's probably well-intentioned. We also don't want everyone to have to pay a ton in taxes, but I think there are probably more measured and smarter ways to do that. So I'm happy to resolve against this. Thank you.
Councilmember Henshaw, you have something else?
Yeah, I just did fast math, which I love doing, and I think it's like less than 18 cents a day per, Doraville household is what that savings would be. And that $1 million as a city, to me, goes a lot further than 18 cents would. So that just think of it as that it's not $1 million coming out of you. It's shared across all of the residents of the city. So that was it.
All right. Well, would anyone like to make a motion to approve the resolution against HB 1116?
Make a motion to approve the resolution for HB 1116.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Motion passes. We'll sign that and get it to the legislature. We're going to have an executive session tonight, and I do expect some action taken, but before that, we'll have the council comments. So why don't we just start with Councilmember Simmons, and then we'll work this way.
Thank you, Mayor. No comment tonight.
All right, great. Thanks. Councilmember Ray,
No comments.
Councilmember Nasser.
Everyone, I'm just trying to remind you guys, homestead tax exemption, it's April 1st. It's the deadline. Please, whoever needed, please apply for it through DeKalbCounty.org, I believe, or DeKalbTax.org. I may not be going to be correct on the address, but I'm sure a lot of us know how to do at least a Google search, or go to tax office, your local tax office. One is at Brookhaven and one at Memorial Drive. That's the headquarters. So please don't forget. Thank you so much.
China, that reminds me, like for the senior exemption, do they come here still or? So, and that deadline is also April 1st, right? And the age is 70. So if you happen to have had a birthday or have a birthday this year, or you just haven't gotten to it, kind of following on what Councilmember Nasser said, your taxes from the city of Doraville will be completely exempted if you apply for the senior homestead exemption. You have to do that at Doraville City Hall. So the address is 2421 Van Fleet Circle, Suite 200. So just come down and apply, and it shouldn't be too hard, and tell them what you want, but you've got to do it before the end of this month. Councilmember Henshaw.
I just want to clarify something that was said earlier tonight, that trash is not a fee. Our trash is a fee, as it is not a tax, that is as it is a payment for a specific service rendered. And on October, I believe it was 19th of 2025, the State Supreme Court of Georgia ruled that stormwater utility charges are also not an unconstitutional tax, but are instead a fee. Just wanted to make that clear.
Councilmember Evans?
Thank you to our staff and congratulations, former Councilwoman Bria Alexander, for your award and thank you for your 12 years of service to the city.
All right, Councilmember Armistead.
No comments.
All right, well, would anyone like to make a motion to go into executive action to discuss personnel, litigation, real estate, and or cybersecurity?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
And I would just say there may be some action taken. Cecil, should we leave the camera on? Let's just leave it. Yeah. Okay. So we'll leave the camera on, but we're going to step into another room. Thank you. All right, would anyone like to make a motion to come out of executive session?
So moved.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Is Councilmember Simmons still on? He participated in the executive session, but he might not have made it back onto the Zoom. So, all right. Would anyone like to make a motion regarding the decisions made in executive session?
Yes, I'd like to make a motion to formally announce that our sole finalist for the city manager position for Doraville is Chuck Atkinson. I would also make a motion to approve the contract as provided to the city clerk. I'd like to make a motion to amend the retirement plan and allow the mayor to sign the revised plan. And I'd like to make a motion to give the mayor authority to sign said city manager contract once the city attorney has completed his final approval.
The contract and the plan change.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
stated.
Okay. Do we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, Chief, congratulations.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. I'm humbled and I'm speechless, actually. Look forward to continuing moving the city forward. Thank you.
Great, thank you, Chief. Or I should say, Chuck, it's you really embody service, the years of dedication that you've made to the city and the good work that you've done as interim city manager, both now and back in 2020. So thank you. We know we're going to see good things from you.
May I add
Thanks.
something?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm never going to get the opportunity to do this ever again. So give me your badge and your gun. That was it.
Would anyone else like to say anything?
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
All right. Thank you. Would anyone like to make a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, meeting adjourned.